well, say with the World Cup before, the one England won in 2022, we lost to Ireland as well. I know they're not an associate nation, but losing to Ireland, almost derailed the England campaign. They ended up going to win it, but associates are pushing full nations really, really hard at the moment.
Thank you for bringing that up. I was the one who was supposed to remind you of that, Dawood. Good on you.
Well, I think I was the one that messed it up with the bat, so I could never forget that.
Yeah, Fionn Hand had a moment you'll never forget. Clean bowling Ben Stokes with the beauty. Wasn't many at the MCG that day.
Do you know what the worst part was? He asked me and I said, I don't think you can swing the ball back in, and it swung straight back in.
Angled away, swung back in, castled. The captain of England. Not been a great day for England. They've lost their opening Ashes Test match. There is a bit of something about the associates against England. The Netherlands have beaten them a couple of times too. 8 have been bowled, 29 for 3. Tamang might have created an opportunity. He'll go after it himself, and he holds on. Deserves that. Bowled a brilliant first over. Dawood, you said something had to give. Lamachani goes big with the celebrations. Erasmus tries to go big. He's heading back to the dugout.
Yeah, very well bowled. Took the pace off it straight. Made Erasmus go across the line. The pressure had been building there massively on these two. If I'm being honest, I don't think they were playing in the partnership they should have. The left arm spinner coming on, he should have just got one there, and in hindsight given Charlesworth and let Charlesworth have a little dip at the left arm spinner. But great wicket, good timing. They just haven't been able to get going yet.
Going to see the end of Karen Erasmus. He's gone for 10. It's 29 for 4. Santosh Yadav, I think a little bit of an interesting decision this one. I was certain it would have been John Simpson to come in now at number 9, or excuse me, in the 9th over at number 6. John Simpson, someone you've played a lot of cricket with. He's an expert against left arm spin. Why is he not coming to the crease?
Yeah, strange decision. I always think you try and send your best batters in. If you keep them too late, I think he plays spin well. You've got left arm spinner plus Sandy bowling, so you've got two guys turning the ball in potentially. I think it's a missed opportunity for them.
I know he's moved from Middlesex, just like yourself. He went up to Yorkshire, he went down to Sussex, but you stayed in touch, haven't you? You're still good mates. How good a cricketer is he? He's playing some of the best cricket of his career. You can't find him there.
Yeah, he is. It was a good move for him. I think majority of the time, sometimes you get a bit stale at some places you are, and I think the move was fantastic for Simo, and he's gone away, and I think he scored 10 or 12 first-class hundreds since he's moved. He's captained Sussex to promotion into Division 1, so it's been a fantastic move for him, and it's good to see him living up to the talent he has, because he is a fantastic cricketer. He's a good bloke, so it's nice to see him performing as he is.
I'm really surprised it's not John Simpson at 6. I suppose wanting to maybe give a bit of exposure. Monty Desai's side, they started well. Sam Heaslett, that is, down at long on, doing the fielding. Might have come on for Marchant de Lange. English county game as strong as ever?
Yeah, it is, especially white ball cricket. I've been playing a lot of red ball cricket over the last couple of years, so I can't really comment on that. But the blast, and you look at the way that the hundreds coming on, the way they're producing players for England, there's young players just flying out of the machine, if you want to put it that way, at the moment.
Just talk me through the wicket. What was Erasmus trying to do here, and what did he do wrong?
Well, he was trying to go square of the wicket here. He'd obviously made up his mind that he was going to take the attacking option, and he was playing the slog sweep, which I think was probably the right length to. It just looked like it stopped a bit and turned a bit more on him.
Now there's a man at long off, over his head. It's an area where Charlesworth is very strong. Surya Tamang thought he had the second of the over. Instead, it goes all the way for 6. The Gorkhas need many more of that. It's 38 for 4. Well, the Gorkhas are in all sorts of trouble. 38 for 4, but Ben Charlesworth is still there, and John Simpson is still to come. And of course, they have the power hitting of Karen KC down the order. Now, because there's 2 left-handers out there, they're going to turn to a few little off breaks, maybe just for 1 or 2 overs. You see Naren Bata come in and bowl a few off breaks. How much do you buy into the kind of the modern mythology, if you will, of matchups?
I think they're handy. As someone who's captained, I think it's really good to have, to understand. I think sometimes we look into it too much. I know I look into it sometimes too much when I've been in charge, but I think this is a brilliant matchup here. They're looking to go after the ball, and I think bowling an offie, whether he's a part-timer or a front-timer, is very, very good for this team.
You can see from that first ball immediately a little bit of turn on offer, and I have to say Sandeep Lamachani is, well, rather masterly shepherding his troops right now. Chess master, moving his pieces around the board, making all the right moves. Now, every single match, we're going to have this, the Happy Dent sparkling smile of the match. And oh, there's a very fitting winner. We've got a Happy Dent hamper on its way to you, madam. I think she's a bit shy up there on the big screen.
Yeah, she's getting the big smile out there.
Now, Dawood, give us a smile. Give us a sparkling smile. And a namaste from me and Dawood up here. I love the match. Great to have you with us. Is this something, I know you've still got probably a couple of years left. Would you like to do some commentary going forward? Do you enjoy it?
Absolutely. There's a lot less pressure up here, I can tell you that much. You don't have to worry about nicking off and failing. But yeah, look, it's something I've really thought about doing. It's something that you've been very grateful to give me the opportunity to do, and hopefully more opportunities can arise in the future.
For the rest of the season, I know that the Rhinos have an interesting schedule, don't they? Is it a 5-day gap you've got before you get back into action?
Yeah, really weird. We played 2 in 3 days, and then we've got 5 days off now, so it's a little bit of a mini break almost, and I think we play every second day moving onwards. So yeah, look, it's great to have the break, but sometimes when you get to my age, you want to play as often as you can.
The good news is you can go back to your head coach and say you've been on a bit of a scouting mission, because your next game is against the Biratnagar Kings. You're getting a good look at their bowling options here. It's been great to have you with us. I want to thank you for coming up. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. Thank you so much for having me, and yeah, hopefully see you guys soon.
And I promise you one thing, Dawood, what always happens, whenever anyone comes into the commentary box, they can't stop getting runs when they go back down. They realise playing's even better. So I think you're going to be in the runs for the rest of the season. We're going to be calling 50s and 100s from you. It's the halfway stage of this first innings. It means it's time for the expert education strategic timeout, and the players will have a drink. It's 42 for 4. Rest of the season, we're going to...
Welcome back to the TU International Ground here in this fabulous city of Kathmandu. It's really a party out there, and they're dancing, they're grooving to the music by the DJ. And take a look at the sights and some of the sounds of Kathmandu. Magnificent. We are at the Tribhuvan University, and a very, very proud young lady with her country's flag. Always a proud moment to hold the flag of your country aloft. And certainly Nepal can feel really proud of what they have out here as a property. The Nepal Premier League is here to stay. It's only going to get better and bigger. I'm Fazal Khalil, Mikhail Vasmani. Welcome to the show.
+1 there, Fazal. Indeed. Sandeep Lamishane, he's marshaled his troops wonderfully well. Just get the impression the Gorkhas have got into all kinds of knots and crosses over here.
Well, I don't know what they have more of, knots or crosses, but they certainly are at crossroads here. 43 for 4, 10 overs to go. He did mention 150 at the toss to me, the skipper, Karan KC, but with Lamachane in his second over, oh, if he just gets Charlesworth out here, they'll be really looking down the barrel, the Gorkhas.
What a spectacle, right? This has been an extravaganza. It's been termed the Festival of the Himalayas. The beauty, traditions, the heritage of Nepal comes to the forefront. It's a treasure trove. Yeah, just wonderful pictures coming to your television sets and mobiles as well. And this man's bowling so well in this competition, Sandeep Lamishane.
Well, then as you come out of those beautiful shots, we come into this magnificent Tribhuvan University campus in Kirtipur. Then you have the Chobar Hills to the western part of the ground. That's to the right of your screens.
You've taken a liking to the Chobar Hills, Fazal. I've heard you say that many a times.
Yeah, it's like the Chamundi Hills in Mysore, isn't it? Yeah, the Chobar Hills, quite a sight. Can you? We'll just get our director to show us those hills. It's absolute spectacle, and I like the way they call it the Festival of the Himalayas, Mikhail. You know, it's so nice to be here. I'm really consider myself really lucky and honored to be associated with the Cricket Association of Nepal and this. There it is. Just take a look at that. It's just on the western side of the ground, and the sun goes down behind those hills. Absolute beautiful canvas there. It's picture perfect. Wow, just take a look at that. They say let the pictures breathe, and I'll just pause a little so you can enjoy it. The wrong run played away on the onside, just a single to keep the strike. 11 done, 47 for 4.
Just like how Fazal stated some time back, it's a party out there. It's a weekend, Saturday night fever creeping in as well. They've bowled well. Biratnagar Kings, quite a few dot deliveries accumulated, as many as 34. Charlesworth has been quiet, 24 and 26. Santosh just walked in. I could sense something is going to give in this over. Nicely played. Runs coming in singles at the moment. Last 30 deliveries, only 24 runs have come, and it's been 13 deliveries, or should I say 14 deliveries, since the last boundary has come in.
The Biratnagar Kings skipper Lamechane won the toss, Mikhail. He had absolutely no hesitation in fielding. And then there was a little bit of a chat between the two. Obviously, Karan Casey and he have played a lot together. They know each other really well. So I think one was imploring the other to just say batting. And then he said, we're going to field, and looked at Karan, and they both had a good laugh about it.
Yes.
And they all play for the national team. They've been playing with each other for a very long time. That's the Empire Cam. Close range view.
Oh, lovely, Babu.
Yeah, I'm not too sure this plan's working at the moment. They're going at 4.20.
Well, the 50 for the Gorkhas coming up in the 12th over.
Top over here. When Naren Bhatta, just the 3 runs coming off it, 50 for 4.
Extra cover, the big wicket of Ben Charlesworth. Kathmandu Gorkhas now 56 and 5 wickets back in the dugout.
Charlesworth trying to force the issue here, gets a leading edge. The timing of the jump of Naren Bhatta at covers spectacular. Yeah, kept his composure, balance. And Shubham Ranjane, you can't keep him out of action. Bat ball, he's always going to deliver. He's delighted. And this is a big wicket. Charlesworth was looking good. He walks back for 32, 56 for 5. Now, Shubham Ranjane, what a player to have in the side. Always amongst wickets and runs. In the last game as well, he did a very fine job. He got 2 for 35 in his 3 overs. Mohammad Adil Alam, he's had a quiet campaign so far. Trust him to deliver Fazil. Comes with great repute, bat and ball. He can be the game breaker. He's a firecracker of a batter. Quick single, gets off the mark.
British bowled Surya Tamang picking up 1 wicket each, reducing the Gorkhas to 57 for 5. Lamechane coming on to bowl his 3rd over. In the air, and the man just falling short of him. Wasn't able to pick up the wrong one. They're coming back for 2. Not a very good throw, but 2 runs. Where we at one point thought it could be a catch.
You can expect these kinds of moments coming through when Adil Alam is there in the middle, because he means business. He's not going to hang around. Very good effort. By the end of it, he had to decide between going for the catch or take it on the bounce, but did really well to get his body behind the line. Nicely played. Just trying to use the pace over there. Work to do for Ranjane. Alam will come back for 2.
Nicely played this by Alam. We've been talking a lot about him. That's the other thing that's good for me in this league. First time I'm here. A lot of new names, a lot of new faces. It's taking a little time to get used to the names and the faces, Mikhail, but the kind of talent, every time we're on air, either you or Andrew Leonard keep telling me that these kids have so much talent here in Nepal. That's in the air. Will land safe. Get a couple of runs at least. Will Adil Alam is just chancing his arm. Smile from Lamechane. He can afford the smile. Kathmandu Gorkhas are 63 for 5. And he's been smiling all evening.
Yeah, he's had a good campaign so far, Sandeep Lamechane, the leading wicket taker for Nepal in T20 internationals. He stopped as this one, lost his shape, and that's been put down. Shubham Ranjane can't believe it, and so can Sandeep Lamechane as well. Never going to be easy when you're running backwards, but at this level, you've got to take those.
Well, that's the reason why Will Basisto, the catch that he took earlier in the afternoon, was such a classic catch. It was more or less like this. He dived, and at one point he was in the air parallel to the ground when he held that. Lamechane must be wondering, when can he get a Basisto in his side? But a good effort nonetheless.
Almost dragged on. Oh, did it also crash into the stumps? Oh, it did impact the stumps, but the bails were not off the groove. The batter survives.
Interesting replay for sure. Did it really hit the stumps, or it just missed the stump? Let's take a look at that. 1, 2, 3, and just missing the stumps. And with these bails, which are slightly heavy, Mikhail, it takes some thing to dislodge them. 14 done, 65 for 5.
हेलो साथीहरू तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट
Well, completely falling apart, aren't the Kathmandu Gorkhas? Here 66 for 5, just 5 overs after this. And how much could they get? 113 if they go 8 and over. I don't think they can get more than 9 perhaps with just a few batsmen left. They're certainly enjoying a nice Saturday evening. It's cool. It's really nice weather here. There's a breeze across the ground, keeping things even cooler. You see them with the Dhaka topis on, the beanies on, the puffer jackets on, just to keep warm. And a lot of warmth amongst the people of Nepal as well. Narayan Joshi, first over for him. Needs
Isn't that a lovely vehicle? We truly enjoy our drives coming to the ground from the hotel. Nepal's fastest growing EV, Omoda and Jeko, which provides best in-segment range, ground clearance and spare tire with top safety features. They've also launched the new Jeko J5, which is called the real SUV. Who wants to drive in that? Certainly you can get a test drive for sure. He's just going wild at everything, Adil Alam.
So just the good part about it is it's completely electric and it's so silent. We come in that every day, picks us up from the hotel and drives us to the ground and back. And it's as good inside as it is outside, Mikhail. Really comfortable seats, leather seats. The air conditioning is really good. The heater is nice. And there's good space at the back when you sit down. It's a perfect family car, and it's electric. That's the good part of it. Environmentally friendly and conscious as well.
He's given that a swipe. Just falls short of the fielder. Great detail and description there, Fazal. Looks like you've been in the driver's seat for a couple of occasions there.
Well, I definitely want to get one of those if it comes to India, for sure. I really like it. I'm not sure how it's priced, but it's worth its weight in gold. Wow, probably the youngest fan out there.
You talk about the Maidia moment. Maidia is here to reward most energetic fan with a brand new AC. Well, that's brilliant work in the deep. All is well, says the umpire at square leg. A lot of excitement here in the crowd, and Lokesh Baum as well behind the stumps.
Just take a look at this again. They ran really well. The first one was run well. Played on the onside immediately, recognizing that it could be 2. The throw came in well, but the running was even better. Lokesh Baum, he'll be seen a little later in the evening when they come out to bat. We'll take the single. Looking for 2, coming back for 2. That's really good running. Excellent running this by Santosh, ending the 15th over at 71 for 5.
What a start to this season it is for the Biratnagar Kings here on Dhaka Topi Day. Everyone looking ever so well up in the crowd. The party atmosphere continues, but the Gorkha fans, well, they're nowhere to be seen right now because they are nowhere in this contest. They're going to need a massive final five to have any real hope as the sun just peaks across towards those Chobar Hills. 49 for 2 in the middle overs into the final five. The slog overs now. What can they drive up to? Gotta get at least 130, 140, don't they, somehow? Can they attack Shubham Ranjane's medium pace? Right into the Yorker. Hilton Ackerman joined. Was it to have Dawud Malan in and around us?
Yeah, lovely. On his day off, that he's given the time to come and sit in the commentary box with us. Very fine player. And then again, it's highlighted what this league has done globally, and that it's reached as far as a past #1 T20 batter in the world. And for him to say, you know what, let me come and experience it. Great to have him up in the commentary box and playing here.
One of the things he said to me on air, which I thought was just so important, is he says every player who's come here, the main reason he's here is he spoke to Jimmy Neesham about it. The players who come, they have a good experience, so they will want to come back. You can tell that Marshawn Talanga, who's doing the fielding here, is loving every second. He's been pumped up throughout his appearances, and the Kings right now dominant.
Yeah, he must be on a win bonus because the way that he ran in here tonight, 2 for 5 in his 3 overs, he was pumped up, and that's the best I've seen him bowl. I know it's compared to the first game to this game, but he bowled with great pace, he bowled with great accuracy, he got a little bit of swing, so yeah, he's done well.
Well put away. You can see what he's thinking, Shubham Ramjane. But Mohammad Adil Alam, remember, this is the man who everyone wanted. Wasn't able to play last season, not back into cricket yet. The Gorkhas are the ones who got him. He's got to repay that faith.
I think this is the only place he could hit this ball. It was so high. Can't put a fielder there. Unless you minus Labuschagne, he sometimes places fielders behind the keeper or behind a bowler. No, 14 from 10.
There goes down the ground, mid off up in the circle. Will race to the rope. Back-to-back boundaries. No doubt that's an Ensel Super 4 right down the ground, as straight as an arrow.
He's got a short third, a short fine legs. I'm just trying to work out here where the well, now mid-off is back on the boundary.
It was a strange move, wasn't it, mid-off coming up into the circle. Short third up. And now flays this away between the two fielders, protected out there, but Guptill does enough to keep it to just single. Surely the original intention wasn't to have John Simpson down at number 8. This order has shown some flexibility. Why is that?
It's a very difficult question to answer because I'm unsure. Out in their first game, John Simpson didn't get many in their second, but maybe he'll walk in next.
Sliced away, but again there is protection out there, so Ranjani gets out of that over. I'm not sure he'll bowl another one. It's gone for 12. 83 for 5. anyone's name in the final mix-up for the final four for the playoffs, because right now everyone's seeming to beat each other. The only unbeaten side, well, there's two unbeaten sides, apologies, Biratnagar Kings. There is John Simpson. He looks to be chomping at the bit to get in. As Pratish GC bowls a full toss, is hit down the ground. No real power from Santosh Yadav. Will pick up a couple, but only the Royals and the Kings are unbeaten, and only the Avengers and the Bolts are left without a win at the moment.
The man in the picture, John Simpson. Well, you've got a good relationship with Monty Desai. You might just ask him a question or two when you do bump into him off the field.
I think I will this evening, because it's perplexing. You think of the way in which he played, you can see he's desperate to get out there. Karen KC has the pads on too. And a strange old innings as Pratish GC just gets the wrong side of that guideline. Little unlucky here because Yadav has come outside his off stump.
Just to answer your previous question, if our conversations off air or anything to go by, who knows who's going to be in the final? Because I think every side we've seen, we've gone, well, I fancy them, and then we've seen another team and gone, well, actually, I fancy them. And I just think that the recruitment this year has sort of nullified some of the weaknesses. So some of the weaknesses that the teams had in previous, or in last year's NPL have been ironed out. So credit to the management who've sat down and gone, this is what we need, and they've gone out and they've got that.
I fully agree. I think the Lions have recruited really well. I think the Kings, you compare their overseas players, with the exception of Guptill, who's come back, the rest of the names that have replaced the likes of Nicholas Curtin and Scott Edwards. And we had an uncapped Afghan player who went on to play Test cricket, if you remember. Might have got all of this, is Santosh Yadav. Well, he's certainly got enough. Good shot. He's hit this on the up and got enough to get it over the head of George Munsey down at long on.
This is where, as a seamer, you have to be extremely skillful at the back end of the innings. Because if you run in and you just hit a length here and allow the batter to get underneath it, you can go the distance. You've got to be able to bowl hard cutters, your variations, your slower balls. Well, that's a good stroke. Or should I say shot? Because it wasn't really a stroke, was it? There was just power behind it. Management to say he's had a bad first year, we're not going to bring him back. So, commend them there as well. They recognise that they've got a top Now, player. there's an interesting one. How easy would it have been for management to say he's had a bad first year, we're not going to bring him back? So, commend them there as well. They recognise that they've got a top player.
Yeah, I had about 5 or 10 minutes with him. It was actually as the toss was happening, he came over to the side of the square. As soon as he thought Lamachani had won it, he said, oh, we're bowling then. I don't even need to hear what he's going to say. But he said he felt as though he did owe the Kings runs in terms of their loyalty towards him for retaining him. He has a big appetite still to continue playing where he can. And I thought he played very elegantly in that first match. So great to have the legendary Black Cap here for his second season. He just misses out. He feels as though it was the right option, and actually, with short third up in the circle, if he got anything on this, it probably would have been 4.
Just a bit. Look, these guys play these strokes so well nowadays, but I think he got himself into a bit of a pickle. Like, I think with fine leg and third up inside the circle, you can choose one or the other. A little fine lap or the reverse lap.
I think it's just pitched outside leg. Go on and hammer into the stumps, but Buddy Pradhan thinks the same. Good decision for my money. The leg by given. It's 94 for 5. alongside that atmosphere. 94 is all they've mustered in the 17 overs. And fans absolutely loving being here on a Super Saturday, the first of 4 of them. And they've enjoyed the bowling performance, particularly from Marchant Talanga, Surya Tamang and this man, Sandeep Lamachane. I do sense this could be a turning point this over. If they're going to get any kind of a total to defend, they have to attack the of Lamachane. There's going to be wickets or boundaries coming.
And those 2 men that are sitting in the Hut Simpson and Curran KC must be thinking, you either got to hit the ball out the ground or get out here, because there's barely enough overs for us to get bowled out, but we need 6 or 7 balls here to make an impact.
Well, hit out or get out was the instructions. It be the latter. Put down. Never look comfortable underneath it at any point. I think he's trying to say something's come into his eye. It's Shubham Ranjane. I'm not exactly sure what's happened here, but it should have been taken.
Look, it goes high into the air, but he's never quite sure which way to turn. Ranjani's turning left, he's turning right, he's turning left, and eventually it's just too late. From the hands up into the chin. So therefore, if he's holding his face, they might have to have a concussion protocol.
I think he's misjudged it that badly that it's cannoned off his hands with an impact that's come back into his face. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before.
We've seen a few facial injuries today. We saw JJ Smith kiss the lawn. And thankfully he was okay, because it looked very unpleasant when slowed down. Yeah, I think halfway towards his hands, I think we were calling this is not going to be held here, because he just didn't, he was very uncertain of where he was and how to go about taking it.
Yeah, we kind of lost in the drop catch as to how beautiful a piece of bowling it was. It was a leg break that drifted in nicely, and then the turn away forced the error from Mohamed Adil Alam. All good from the physio, given the all clear. Didn't get anything of this. The one bounce down to Munzi, that long boundary.
Yeah, Lamachane is desperate to get wickets, isn't he, Sandeep? And he hasn't got any today, but he deserves one.
Ball brilliantly hit. Card 2. Googly out of the back of the hand. And Talanga is going to have to do well. Does enough to prevent the boundary. Second. As the 100 comes up in much belated fashion. Fielder at long off, George Munzi, in he comes and holds on. And an almighty roar greets one of Nepal's favourite sons, who's got its face. He won't be kept wicketless today despite that drop catch. Munzi hangs on and Yadav's got to go.
Come the shake up this competition, you can't help thinking that Sandeep Lamachane is going to have a big say. Was that the wrong one? Wrong, and it just went away from the left hand. A simple catch for Munzi in the deep, and a big smile on the Scotsman's face, and why not? His team are well on top. 101 for 6.
Well, Lamachani's into the wickets, and finally, belatedly, Simpson comes to the crease at number 8. He struck the ball nicely and with the greens thus far. There's no doubt his wicket, his dismissal was the turning point in the previous game. Goes to the googly, and Lamachani's not going to pick up another one. But Simpson will pick up a couple of runs to get off the mark. 18 have been bowled. It's 103 for 6. The Gorkhas to work up to, well, what can they get to? Maybe 130 with a real final flourish. But even that, I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Because particularly if George Munsey and Lokesh Bam and Martin Guptill get going. Fielder there, over his head. Powerfully pulled by Mohamed Adil Alam. Dismissed LBW, a tight call the other night. He's into his work now, already a career best in the MPL for him.
This is some shot. If there ever is a Siddhartha Bank maximum or 6 of the match, this will be it. That is some shot. Delanga's no medium pacer, I'll have you know. And that was a commanding pull stroke.
Yeah, and as is the modern way, taking on that fielder in the deep. Goes to the Yorker. He's so unlucky here, Delanga. I'm not sure how much Mohamed Adil Alam knew about that one, but he got something on it. Yeah, deep in the crease, gets a good piece of it. Just going to be a single. Any chance from what we've seen across the action today on Super Saturday HD that the Gorkhas could defend 130 or so?
We're in the broadcasting world, Andrew. We never say the game's over. But they can't bowl ordinary. They're going to have to be exceptional. And I mean, the best that they've ever been, because if they don't knock over those front 3, the lights might not have to stay on for very long.
Of course, it might give an opportunity as well for one of those top 3 to do what Mark Watt did and just really play with complete freedom at the top. Probably don't have enough runs to chase to see another century, but someone might be able to make merry. Karen KC, though, remember 4 wickets in his last game. He's been bowling very well. He'll be critical with the new ball, and he'll need supports. They'll think of the second, and Simpson says, yes, let's go. Let me get back.
You do wonder, though, and I'm not suggesting this will happen, but I wonder if the coaching staff say, you know what, we should chase this down comfortably. We're just going to alter the batting lineup. Surely not.
Well, who's the Mark Watt? Who's the bolter up the order for Sandeep Lamachani's side? protection out there. I think Simpson might say, I'm happy with the strike in the final over. 19 have been bowled. De Lange, excellent figures, 2 for 17. It's 115 for 6.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Everyone's got a Darkatopia in their head today. Been really good fun. Looking forward to each of these Super Saturdays. 3 of them are going to be double headers. The only one that isn't is that grand final on December 13th. I can't believe we're still in the first week of this competition. It feels like we've been here, well, for many a month or many a week at least. All the emotions, all the enjoyment. Okay, what can the Gorkhas manage in the final over? They need 25 in my book. They've got to find a way to 140. Can they target Pratish GC? 2 is the shout from Simpson. He wants it, but Adil Alam says no. Yeah, credit to this man's captaincy. I'm not sure he excelled in the role last year. But it feels like a very different Kings side in season 2. They have this strange setup, don't they, with the remote head coach of Biratnagar Dasanayak, who I still haven't seen yet in Kathmandu. It'll be a wide down the leg side, but it seems to be working for them at the moment.
They seem a happy bunch, which is very worrying for future coaches. Yeah, I do give credit to Sandeep Lamachani. I said that earlier on, it would have been so easy for him to hook Marchant de Lange after 2 overs, but he kept bowling him, bowled him for another over, and they got another wicket.
And so often we see captains just almost captained by a template, don't they? De Lange will bowl 2 up front and 2 at the end. But you have to assess and be adaptive and reactive. And in that case, yes, there was a bit of a risk taken, but it's worked, it's paid off. Brave captaincy, good captaincy. There is no Biratnagar Dasanayak there, who is announced to much fanfare online because he's so loved here. He is the USA men's national team full-time head coach. I gather he's doing the role in a remote capacity. And he's certainly working some magic. 6 from the moment it left the bats. A little bit of confetti in the crowd with the maximum to go with it.
Oh, it's just whacked halfway down, but you don't quite have the pace. And we've already seen that Alam can hit the pull shot. He did it against Marchant de Lange. He's going to be able to do it against Pratish GC. That remote coaching thing, I mean, there's no ways for him to contact the team. Don't you have to hand your mobile phones in before play?
Yeah, well, all the work is done in advance, isn't it? You know, in essence, the game plans, the analysis of the opposition, the team selection, everything would be done in remote meetings. I'm not sure exactly as to, I might be speaking out of turn here. Maybe he's going to get here tomorrow. Maybe he's on a plane right now. We'll drop him a message and find out. We'll report back. But certainly, it seems to be working for the Kings. They're in big control. They've just got 3 more balls to get through. But credit to Mohamed Adil Alam. Another wide. Ever since he first debuted back in 2022, he's been somebody that the Nepali cricketing public have thought a great deal of, like many an all-rounder. And we saw his all-round skills in his comeback international, having not played any cricket really at all for the best part of 3 years. brought in for the second Unity Cup match against the West Indies and responding in some style with a 4-wicket haul. We haven't seen him bowl yet this tournament, so maybe we'll see his medium pace with his cutters in this second innings. Whipped away and whipped away for 4 more. It's turning into more than a cameo, this. He's striking at the best part of 200 all of a sudden. Great credit to the all-round skills of Mohammad Adil Alam.
A little whip, a little wrist work to get that fine enough away for 4.
Five boundaries already, striking up towards 200. Maybe the only misstep that Lamachani's made. Did he underuse Surya Tamang? I thought he bowled really well, the left-arm spinner. Could have had 2 wickets next to his name. Pratish GC expensive at the death there. This time he nails the Yorker. Adil Alam's desperate for the second. Simpson says, yes, let's go, let's get you on strike. And Bashir Ahmed can't prevent that second.
Yeah, that was better. Now, I know you can't just run in and try and bowl the Yorkers all day, because you get it wrong, you go the distance, but it does seem that his change-up is, there's nothing behind it. It's just, he tries to bowl this cutter into the wicket, but it doesn't really grip in the surface and just ends up around about waist high.
Big final ball, this one. For the Gorkhas, it's simply got to go out the ground. Give them 136, give them some semblance of hope for the second innings. They'll still have to bowl and field well. But Adil Alam, he's also 6 away from what would be a maiden NPL 50. Can he get there? The helicopter comes out, and he's going to get there. It bursts through the hands. It will be 50 for Mohammad Adil Alam. I'm almost certain this has gone over the rope. I'm hoping I'm not called it prematurely. No celebrations or acknowledgement yet. Or maybe not. He might be robbed. Where is the fielder fielding? Why is he not on the rope? It's going to be 48 not out rather than a maiden NPL 50. Just 1 bounce, inches inside the rope.
That's an error, a huge error from the man in the deep. Final ball of the over, and you're standing 5 meters inside of the field of play. That's no good. It will be a 4, but what about the stroke to end it? The ability to get the ball into that position. Some innings as well. 48 off 25 from Alam. He's given them something, but it's only something to bowl at.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The pick of the batters. It's that trademark Mohammad Adil Alam helicopter stroke. Remember, we had the helicopters felicitating the ground on the opening day here. And that was only earlier in the week on Monday. But the mini helicopter comes out from Adil Alam.
And got those 2 early wickets. He had got 2 for 5 in the 3 overs, so his last over going for 12. But yes, that's at the back end of the innings. And again, Surya Tamang, a little bit unfortunate that he only got the 2 overs, but it does show you what Sandeep Lamachani has in front of him. He's got lots of bowlers to choose from.
Yeah, there's no doubt there's similarities to the first game we saw today. The big difference, though, it's not 157 the target, it's 135, but the similarity is in the flying finish. I think it was 68 that the Lions made in the first game of the day. 63 the Gorkhas have made from the final 5. It's given them something. Will it be enough? But the real star of the show, well, it was with the ball for the Biratnagar Kings. And yes, Crow is downstairs with Marchant de Lange.
That's right, I'm here mid-innings joined by Marchant de Lange. Marchant, 2 for 17 for yourself. How was it out there?
Yeah, better start than the first game. Up top especially. Just tried to keep it very simple. Try and use the wicket as much as possible off a good length. Yeah, pretty pleased what happened.
Great stuff. And now you took both of your wickets inside of the power play. Do you find that you kind of thrive in those high pressure situations?
Yeah, I've always been a middle to end bowler, but I'm really enjoying the challenge up top. I think it's a different skill to try and execute. So we're learning every day as I get younger. No, I thoroughly enjoy the challenge.
And you were just telling me how you've actually not been here to Nepal before. How are you finding it so far?
Absolutely loving it. I think the vibe is awesome. I think NPL has put on a show. Yeah, crowds are awesome. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it so far.
Great stuff. You've got some very skillful players in your team. How have you all come together so far?
Yeah, luckily I've been a bit on the circuit, so I know a couple of the boys. So, but to gel with the local players is really awesome so far. It's nice winning, so hopefully we can keep that up.
Chasing 135, confident?
It's never over till it's over. No, but I'll be pretty confident. Beautiful batting lineup, and the boys know what to do.
Well, great work and all the best.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Back to comms.
Oh, I reckon we've got to get Marchant de Lange up here to the commentary box at some point. He is charismatic, to say the least. Everything is awesome. The vibe is awesome. The people are awesome. His bowling, too, certainly was awesome. Fast and fiery. As things just never really got going. This was the run out. Ricardo Vasconcelos just never got going in the way back. Not too sure about Lokesh Pam's beanie, to be honest with you, that he affected that run out and took that catch in. But the glove work was good. Big moment, that one. Gerard Erasmus caught and bowled by Surya Tamang.
They were never really in it. They've struggled throughout. I mean, Charlesworth, who would have thought that Ben Charlesworth would go 32 off 33 deliveries? He is normally dynamite to watch. They sort of stuttered their way through the innings, and it was just the introduction of Alam that ensured that they got a half-decent total. His 48 off 25 was quite brilliant, particularly the last couple of overs.
2 drops of Mohamed Adil Alam ended up being quite costly, didn't they? Finally, Sandeep Lamachani, after 2 drops, found a willing ally in the outfield. It was George Munsey. That was probably the shot of the innings, the stand and deliver pull shot off Marchant de Lange. And then the helicopter at the end. I thought it had gone for 6, but it the Kings will be heavy favourites, but as de Lange said himself, it's not over till it's over. We'll have all the coverage in the second innings in a few moments' time, where the Kings will need 135 to win.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
So that tail of the tape means that it will be 135 that the Biratnagar Kings need to join the Sunir Pashim Royals on top of the table. And they are able to do that with all 20 overs and with the power-packed top order that they have. Well, they might look to be doing it a lot quicker than the 20 overs if they get into any kind of a strong position. Gorkhas are going to try and find some kind of fight back. Andrew Leonard's still here with you. Great to be here for this first Super Saturday. I'm delighted to have company up in the commentary box now. With me, the former, you're going to have to tell me how many games you played for Bangalore. Do you know your record for Karnataka for the state, former first-class player from India joining me here, Fazal Khalil?
Thank you very much, Andrew Leonard. We'll come back to that a little later, but what I want to tell you here is I'm just delighted to be part of this festival of the Himalayas. More than the cricket, I've enjoyed the hospitality, I've enjoyed the warmth of the people, and I've enjoyed your company in the commentary box.
Right back at you, mate. I'm going to tell you, 22 games. Were they all for Karnataka? That's where you played all your cricket? Averaging over, geez, best part of 40 in List A cricket. You like your white ball cricket?
Well, I did mention that in our one of the stints earlier that white ball cricket was perhaps my strong point, and I did play a little. Unfortunately, I had to curtail the career because I was not well when I was at the peak. But yeah, I was happy to play.
What sort of age did you finish up at?
I played my last game, I think it was about 27, 28. So I was forced into retirement. And I don't have any regrets because I played probably in the golden era of Karnataka cricket. I played alongside the greats, the Rahul Dravids, the Anil Kumble's, the Javagal Srinaths. We grew up together and we played a lot of age group cricket together. So I've enjoyed every bit of the journey that I've had, and now I'm enjoying myself in the commentary box.
It's a great gift to our game, isn't it, in whatever role you end up playing. I always remember I was a development coach in Dublin trying to get new people into the game, and someone who was tutoring me on one of my coaching courses, they said, you'll never know who you'll end up introducing the game to. They might not go on to play for their country, but they could end up being the CEO of a big sponsor, or they might end up being the scorer or the umpire that ends up going on to have a big impact on the game. And the great thing about this Nepal Premier League is it's inspiring all around them. I've met young boys and girls here at the ground who are coming to their first ever live cricket matches. Some have come with their mothers and fathers, some with their granddads and grandmums, and it's a real family affair, this Nepal Premier League, and they're here to see the stars of the show, like this man, Lokesh Bam. I thought he was quite brilliant. If that 72, the player of the match performance in the Biratnagar Kings opening game, and I've got to say, some of the most voluminous hair you'll see in your entire life underneath the helmet now for the moment. And keep your eyes at the man at the non-striker's end. I know you haven't seen too much of him yet. George Munsey, when he gets going, there's almost no one that hits the ball harder in the world game.
Well, yes, absolutely. I'm waiting for these guys to come out there, express themselves, explode on this scene. And I keep hearing from you and Mikhail, it's my first year here. You've been here from the outset. And I keep hearing and I keep waiting for the kind of talent to unearth itself for in this neck of the woods, Andrew. I mean, I wish in our days we had this T20 cricket. It's so much of a bread-winning kind of situation for most of these kids in Nepal. That's the Chobar Hills you keep mentioning about. Just take a look at some of the sights of this beautiful place. We're in a lovely part of Kathmandu, like you mentioned, on the outskirts, Kirtipur. And the lights, how good are they? 3,400 lux is what you said?
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, we're actually in the campus of the Tribhuvan University here. That's why it's known as the Tribhuvan University, the TU International Cricket Ground, or now Stadium. It is a beautiful part of the valley, and we've got a full house under the floodlights, and the Gorkhas are going to have to rely upon this man, Karen KC, to get some early wickets. Nicely worked into the leg side. Part of the chat I had with Martin Gupton earlier, I know Gupta was at number 3, not opening the batting with Lokesh Bam. I think Gupta thinks a lot of young Lokesh Bam, and he says that the main thing he's missed from season 1 that he's developing in season 2 is picking the ball to target. And what we saw in that innings of 72 in the opener, he worked the 1s and 2s nicely alongside that power he's always possessed.
Well, I'm completely with Martin Guptill here. I mean, I like what I saw in the first game that he played. He was cool, he was calm under pressure, he was composed, and he was focused as well. He's got the gift of talent and timing. He needs to really just add to that talent and time, and with a lot of performance. That's what the selectors are looking for, Andrew.
Beats the outside edge. Yeah, I know that Stuart Law, the national coach, is watching every single ball of this Nepal Premier League, as you'd expect. And I'm hoping, I think I've got it right, that we might be seeing him later in the season. He's going to try and come in for the latter stages if he can. Been a really busy time for the national side. We're down at the top end T20 in Australia before going on to play that first ever series against a full member nation, beating the West Indies in Sharjah. Then it was the glory of qualifying for the T20 World Cup, winning that tournament undefeated, and then a really disappointing ODI tour in the UAE. Cutter, and Simpson does well to keep it to what is going to be a dot ball, maybe a flick of the pad, not giving us a wide.
Well, yes, he's just getting back. Let's take a look at this first. Yeah, probably a little tie pad there on the way to the wicket keeper. Just getting back to your point on Stuart Law, Andrew, I'd like to just mention how good a choice he is from the management of the Cricket Association of Nepal, Paras Khadke. Really good choice. He comes not only with a world of experience, he also comes with aggression, positivity, and very good manifestation. That's important as a coach, and he has all those facets to get the best out of these young kids. He will let them express themselves at the highest level, play a natural game, he will say, play positively, he will say, and that will translate from talent into talent plus performance. You need a person like Stuart Law. We saw Monty Desai, he did a really good job with Nepal, and now it's up to Stuart Law, and I'm sure that Nepal cricket is in really good hands.
Good stop at backward points. Yeah, the Nepal fans looking ahead to that T20 World Cup in February. A reminder that the information I've been given from former colleagues is going to be the 25th of November. So in 3 days' time, I believe there's going to be an event held in Mumbai to announce the group. So all of these fans are going to know which part of India, let's hope it's India, not Sri Lanka, that they're going to need to travel to. There are a few rumours about, including one, maybe they might be placed in England's group. Imagine that. Nepal versus England at the T20 World Cup, the stuff of dreams. Quite fancy Nepal for that.
A die-hard Nepali fan. And, slowly I'm becoming 1-2. 1 done, 2 for none.
Beautiful atmosphere you can imagine at any cricket ground, and if you can't get here to the games yourself, if you're somewhere around the world, that huge Nepalese diaspora all the way from Australia to America, make sure to download that Dish Home Go official app. It's the OTT streaming platform of the Nepal Premier League 2025, and every single part of the world you can subscribe and join up and watch the action. Apart from India, down in India, you can enjoy it on Fancode and on Star Sports. I know you do a lot of work on Star Sports, Faz, and have there been Indian people, friends of yours, messaging you about the fact this league is going on?
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. I was just waiting for you to end your sentence before I picked up the mic, and I said that I've been receiving a lot of messages from India, watching it on Star Sports Select and on Fancode, really enjoying the talent that's coming out here. Oh, that would have been disastrous. Looked very, very close to the naked eye. We'll need a replay, but it looked mighty close.
George Munsey just uncharacteristically losing his head here, because I don't think he knew where the ball had gone. He said yes, then he said no. It's Vasconcelos. It would have been gone. Munzi had given it up. And to defend a low total like this, you have to take those half opportunities. He probably had, what, 2 stumps to aim at, something in that vicinity from that angle. Can't affect the direct hits. But again, it's another slower ball. Isn't that great to hear? So the awareness of cricket in India, of Nepali cricket in India, ahead of that World Cup, it's growing. And I promise you one thing, they are going to be one of the stories of that T20 World Cup next year.
Well, I'm certainly hoping for that. But just BCCI as well is helping the Cricket Association of Nepal. When I was at the Centre of Excellence in Bangalore, doing commentary in the India-South Africa A Test match, I was told that the cricket team from Nepal, the Nepal national side, was there for a month, and they were practicing at the Centre of Excellence. And that's a great move to have a senior member like India and BCCI helping Nepal cricket. And you'll get that as the result. Just picked it up from outside the off stump and deposited it over square leg for the 128th six of this year's Nepal Premier League. Lokesh Ban is on fire.
Well, bam goes boom again. He's been going boom all season, and there's a bit of damage done, I reckon, by this one. It's come right out to the screws. He goes pace on. It goes the distance. Keep your eyes on it carefully here. Straight through the board. Presidential Graduate School, shout out to you. Good bouncer. Not short enough to be a wide. Yeah, talk is Stuart Law will be in town towards the latter stages of the MPL. Looking forward to seeing the national team head coach. If they we're only speculating here. We don't know the groups. They are not officially announced. But can you imagine that an occasion in India where the Nepal fans can travel down quite easily, playing against England potentially?
Well, 100%, and I'm hoping that they Nepalese cricket and the way they will go forward. If they can beat an England, if they can beat someone like India, oh wow, that will be some fillip to cricket in Nepal. Take a look at that. How beautiful is that, Andrew Leonard?
Oh, great effort from Simpson. I think it's come off the thigh pad. So I don't think it was a chance, but definitely 4 runs saved down the leg side. Going, of course, to his stronger side. He is a left-hander.
Nonetheless, a really good stop there by the wicket-keeper. Off the thigh pad. Yeah, really nice. Saved some runs for the side in Aquamarines.
Were you surprised by the use of John Simpson, who's really played well in the first couple of games, all the way down at number 8?
Well, that was the intriguing part for me. both he and Adil, who batted so well in the end, could there be a chance for the team in Aquamarines to just regroup, get their batting order right? Because it is going to be what you do in those first 15 overs that matter, and not it cannot be that you always have to come back from 15 to 20 or 16 to 20. You need someone up there like we saw Mark Watt.
Oh dear, attempted change-up just dipping beneath the waist high, so it'll be given as a wide. Is there a mental factor to these sides losing the toss, being inserted to bat first and not having the confidence, I suppose, to play well? Both innings almost copycats of each other, 3 wickets falling in both power plays.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think at some point, with the wickets kind of getting a little tired and slowing down, I think some captains will be thinking of batting first here and assessing what a shot. Absolutely picked it up and put it away in real royal Nepali style.
Sensational. What a start to the season for Lokesh Bam. He has started in some style. He was the leading run scorer for the Biratnagar Kings last year, but they just didn't have the kind of season to ever really threaten a top 4 spot. This year they're making an early statement saying we're one of the tournament's favourites, not for a playoff spot, but for a grand final spot on December 13th. And if they do get there, this man will be a big part of it. Oh, leading edge. Brilliant bowling. It's created the opportunity, and Bam's got to go. And out come the celebrations that Bam gave when he got to 50. That was for his auntie and uncle's new baby. I wonder, is that Karen KC saying, I've got you in my arms and I've got the big wickets?
Well, certainly a slower delivery. Probably the first time that he's played a false stroke. Just closing the face of the bat a little early, and take a look at the celebration. Yeah. It's all about love, isn't it, here in Nepal? Lokesh Bam looking good for 14 departs. The Kings lose their first wicket. It's 21 for 1 in the third.
Martin Guptill, what a career he's had. Keeps himself in exemplary condition as well. He's always one of the best fielders going around the world game for the best part of the last 2 decades, and he'll have work to do with the bat. Canny piece of bowling from a very clever and highly experienced cricketer. What sort of a change-up was this? It completely deceived Lokesh Bam.
Well, that's the order of play. Just take pace off the ball. Just take a look at that. Back of the hand, slow delivery, and lobbed in the air. Nice easy catch for Santosh. Ends what looked to be a good innings from Lokesh Bam. Perhaps just closing the face a little early, foxed by that slower delivery.
Guptill will get off the mark. Karen KC is keeping the Gorkhas alive with his 6th wicket already of the season. 3 have been bowled. It's 22 for 1. What a sight that is. Oh, what an atmosphere we have. The festival of the Himalayas here in Kathmandu. It is the talk of the nation. It's not just the talk of the valley. And really what they are building up up here in Kathmandu. You have to come and experience it for yourself to really understand just how special it is. We've heard of people flying in from Australia, from America to come back home to enjoy this festival. As Rashid Khan will bowl his second. Feels as though maybe just with the lights kicking into full effect, there's a little bit of something there for these two seamers. They're varying their pace very nicely.
There it is once again. Change of pace. That's what you need to do in the tournament and going forward in it. Some of the best batsmen will get foxed. That's the Nepalese wave.
I'm going to go with them, I'll tell you. Guptill pulls just one bounce. We know the Mexican wave, that goes round in a circle. This is the Nepalese wave. You go up, you go back. Oh, don't tease me. Keep it going.
Well, the crowd is all charged up. They're enjoying the music belted out by the DJs. And just when we wanted to show the Nepalese rendition of the Mexican wave, they stop.
I wonder, is that set of binoculars? Are you peering up towards us? We'll give you a wave. Welcome along. NPL Season 2. Loving every second. And we've got a day off tomorrow. Just chipped. KC can't collect cleanly. Takeaways from the first week of this great competition. Feels like it's going to be a really tightly fought race to that final four, the top four.
Well, just about the Pokhara Avengers, they have work to do. But the other teams, Andrew, to me, the takeaway would be that they're nicely balanced. Maybe Biratnagar, there it is. Martin Guptill says, very good evening, Rashid Khan. Straight on the side screen, 136s already, and we're just in the 6th day.
Yeah, great shot this. He's picked the slower ball and it's embed into the side screen. One of our team there. Oh, thank you, sir. Great job. Don't think any damage done to it. The torches on the phones are coming out now. Maybe just a bit too full, that slower ball, and Guptill, he held his stroke so well.
It's so nice to see these torches coming out. I remember many years ago in the early 90s at the Eden Gardens, it used to be like a... We used to have those flames burning. Those flares, yeah, exactly, you got the word right. And it was such a spectacle, especially in a stadium which is packed by 100,000 people. You have those flares and cheering their country along.
Well, I'll tell you something. I think the crowd, all of earpieces in, they're teasing us. They had all the torches out just as we talk about them. Off they go. It's raucous. It's a sensational spectacle of an atmosphere. Loving every second. As Munzi hits one up towards us. Is it going to carry? Not this time, George. We've got to get more of it. Not quite the same power that Kushal Bertel had to break our window, but it is 6 more. 37 for 1. Dandavad to every one of you spectators. Thanks for getting those torches out to show I wasn't making things up. What a beautiful scene. Casey, he's going to take a risk and go for a 3rd in a row. Well-judged single from Martin Guptill. That big 6 from Munzi to round out the final over there. Probably an over too many for Rashid Khan at the top.
Absolutely, one over too many, but nothing's too many there. They're really enjoying themselves, and they're creating that festival of the Himalayas. And they're creating the atmosphere in the commentary box as well, getting us excited. Andrew is almost dancing to the tune of the DJ every time he belts out that Dole Dole number.
Nice length, just pull that length back to put Munzi under pressure. I do just wonder how quickly this chase could get out of hand for the Kathmandu Gorkhas if they don't get the back of one of these two, if not both of them, very shortly.
Well, yes, if they do get a couple of wickets here, the Gorkhas at this stage, they were 13 for 3 and the Kings are 38 for 1. So 38 for 1 could easily be 38 for 2 or 3, maybe even 4. So if they can get Guptill out, well, that will really set them back.
Good diving effort. Cover. I think it was pumped into the ground, so it wasn't a catching opportunity despite the reaction from the crowd, and he'll want to make an impact, Ricardo Vasconcelos, on his Nepal Premier League debut. We've seen all the overseas players talk about it, haven't we? Like even Marchant Delanga there, who's got a 5-wicket haul in Test cricket, played all around the world. The atmosphere just elevates the pressure and the experience for all of them.
Well, absolutely, the induction of these international players has up the standards of this league as well. There it is, Martin Guptill stealing the single. Take a look at the concentration on his face. He means business out there.
Tell you my reflections on the first week. We've had it all. We've had everything you could want to mark what century. We've had incredible upsets. We've seen the reigning champions go down to defeat in the tournament's opener. We've seen the most incredible job done in the stadium to create a real modern amphitheatre that Nepal and cricket in Nepal deserves. The only thing we haven't had is some close finishes. And with the way George Munzi is going, we're not going to have one tonight. 6 more for him. It's one of his trademark strokes. Loves hitting through the leg side, all the way from long on to deep backward square. And KC knows he's missed his length there.
Well, absolutely in his wheelhouse, isn't it? George Munzi there, just teeing off, really. Nice, easy hit. It's gone about 65 to 68 meters down the ground. Really good hit by Munzi.
Yeah, and by Munzi's standards, that's a chip shot, being honest. When he gets it anywhere close to the middle, it won't just go up into the seats. It might actually, for the first time, we could see one go over the parapets, over the grandstand. Pumped towards the man, gets a hand on it, but can't hold on. Back-to-back boundaries, brings up the 50, inside 5 overs. It's 50 for 1. They just asked for a check of this. Shahab Alam was the fielder to his stronger side. I'm certain that this is 4. I got one wrong earlier, but this one definitely will be given as a boundary. So 4 to the total, signaled by Buddy Pradhan. It is 50 for 1.
Wholesome scenes here at the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium. The mobile flashlights are on, and oh boy, the Biratnagar Kings look a dangerous side, let me tell you, in season 2. Very good evening, HT Ackerman.
Good evening, Mikel. Yes, the top 3 to me is a frightening prospect for the opposition. Lokesh didn't get any tonight, but he will get some more as this competition goes on. Player of the match in the first game, but now it's George Munzi who we'll see. He's 24 from 12, so going at 200 Now the introduction of the off-spinner, Gerard Erasmus, the Namibian captain.
Phân tích trận đấu chuẩn sát kèo sẽ được gửi trước mỗi
Yeah, it's going to be that kind of a match for the Gorkhas where they'll have to have something in the bag very early now in this contest. In the first 5, it's gone the Biratnagar Kings' way. Lovely delivery. This is a good call. Was it turning a bit too much there? Erasmus is asking the question.
I know it's an old-fashioned reason, but he does take a big stride. And that's turned. That could possibly miss leg stump, possibly.
Easy pickings here for Martin Guptill. That's a juicy full toss down leg side, and that's been put away.
An Ncell Super 4 for Guptill. How often does this happen? A big shout for LBW, turn down, then a boundary.
In the gap. And that cuts through every blade of the grass. Cracking hit on the offside, one on the leg, one on the off. Guptill's in his zone.
Well, he's bowled this wide of off stump in the hope that he could get some more turn like he did in that first delivery, but it doesn't spin, and Guptill says, I'll help myself to another Ncell Super 4.
But they'll steal a quick single. Throw at the bowler's end, Guptill makes it. He's been in the thick of things. This year, HD 2025, strike rate of 187, a best of 160 for Guptill.
It's a very, very good shout. Now, there's a couple of things the umpire saying, has it hit him outside, just outside the line? And if it hasn't hit him outside the line, has it spun enough to miss leg stump? A very, very confident shout. But you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Fair enough. HD's okay. Everything's okay. Yeah, pressure on Erasmus at the moment. Switch hit. And that will go for a boundary as well. The third of the over. No respite if you're a bowler. That's because it's raining runs from both these batters.
For a big man, George Munsey plays this particular stroke very, very well. Because ordinarily for a reverse sweep, you got to get down low, which is exactly what he does. They're not worried that they require 5 and over. They're just dealing in boundaries at the moment.
Once more, in the gap, takes it on the full. The reverse sweep comes into play. This man's enjoying this evening here in the Tribhuvan University International Cricket Stadium, Munsey. Power play out of the way, 17 runs coming off this, 67 for 1.
Anh em bấm vào cài đặt VPN thiết bị.
A lot of power in this power play for the Biratnagar Kings, and this partnership is worth 46 and 20. Just wonder what will be going through your mind if you're current KC at the moment, HD.
We're in trouble, and we need wickets. So I'm going to give Shah Alam a ball. Left arm orthodox. Guptill doesn't need a second invitation. If he fancies Shah Alam, he'll go after him. But you would think that the left-handed Munsey wouldn't mind facing the left arm spinner.
Up and over. It's in the air for a very long time. It'll fall between the two fielders. Just like the intent here of the Biratnagar Kings. They won big in the previous encounter by 53 runs, and once again they're just about doing that.
What about the stroke play in the previous over? First, Guptill, a sweep and a cut, and then Munzi showed his dexterity with a couple of reverse sweeps.
I just got the impression that Munzi likes playing with the turn. He had to turn into a right-handed batter to hit the off spinner. So just imagine the left-arm spinner coming to the left-handed batter here.
What I always find amazing is it doesn't matter if there's people on the boundary. They just hit them. They hit it over them. And these two look as though they got the bit between the teeth now. They're not trying to cruise their way to victory. They want boundaries. They want this net run rate to go through the roof.
Oh, that's bread and butter cricket for this man. The 50 partnership comes up for the second wicket, and the Biratnagar Kings are on their way.
Well, this throws your theory out the window because he's now reverse swept the left arm spinner. So maybe it's just a favoured stroke. Gee, hits it well. They are flying here.
We've all been eating humble pie today, HD. Yeah, there it is. He's in the spotlight. 5 fours, 2 sixes. And I've got to really commend the efforts during the auctions as well of the Biratnagar Kings. But this is close. This is a good shout. The finger goes up. And Shah Alam has the last laugh. He can have the bragging rights. Hit for a 4, but he comes back well.
Well, Munzi went conventional. Instead of the reverse sweep, he went conventional. Right in front. Right in front. But he's done some damage. George Munzi, 36 from 16. He is an entertaining man, and we look forward to watching him play over the next few weeks. 74 for 2.
Seen an entertaining innings come to an end in the form of George Munzi, 36 in 16. Bashir Ahmed, another very fine Nepal.
That are critical. Going to win this. You'll have your superstars, the Martin Guptills, the George Munzis of the world, but you need a lot of your local players to play a big part. Munzi gets a long way across. That's out.
He's pumped up. He's been amongst wickets. Successful over comes to an end. 74. Been amongst wickets. Successful over comes to an end. 74.
लड़की तेरा नाम क्या है पूछे वाले पूछे तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है
Ready to roar. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
The equation looks good at the moment. Look at the difference between the two sides. The Kathmandu Gorkhas were all over the place, 25 for 3. Of course, sometime later, Adil Alam came and hit 40-odd runs. But Biratnagar Kings way ahead in the contest in terms of the runs and the wickets on offer at the moment. And that's why it's a breeze at this stage. They need 61 and 78. They have 8 wickets in hand, and their asking rate is under 4.7.
I almost think that current KC has got a hope that Guptill continues to attack. because if he does and he makes a mistake and he gets out, there might be a few nervous jitters in the batting lineup. Yes, they've got batters to come, but I do think that that's their only opportunity, the Gorkhas, is if the attack continues.
Good point, HD. You got to attack at the fielding side over here. And this is where I feel maybe the spinner needs to just invite the batter as well into playing some shots. Yes, you'll get hit, but you present an opportunity.
You're not going to defend this total. You're going to have to bowl the opposition out or have them 8 down. You're not defending it 4 down. It's not happening.
Two left-arm spinners operating from both ends. One has tasted success, can Santosh Yadav as well. Ekaro wicket, Bashir Ahmed. He has protection in the deep, long on, deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg, and a short mid-wicket in Karan Casey. He gets off the mark.
Yeah, good cricket. No, I think that's what Bashir Ahmed can do. Is just spend a little time out there, knock it around, give Guptill the strike. He can be the aggressor, and then 3 or 4 overs time, he can be aggressive.
Smart overseas acquisitions here by Biratnagar Kings. They've done their homework this year, HD.
They've done their homework in getting players like Manzi and Marchant Delanga, but they've also been smart in keeping Guptill. Even though he didn't have a good first season, they knew the capabilities of the man. And you know, when you're dealing with a player like Martin Guptill, is that he's going to feel as though he owes the competition something. None of the top players just come and enjoy themselves and are comfortable, you know, getting no runs or anything. He wants to make a contribution, so no surprise he started off well here.
As a batter, you want to resist the temptation if you're Bashir Ahmed. You want to hit it with the turn. A wicket is fallen. Guptill striking well. Three as well after this game if they do so. He's a good bowler, Shah Alam. He's been in the mix in Nepal cricket for a while. It's a nice little contest.
He's bowled a nice length there because he knows that if he gets a little bit full, he's going to go back over his head.
This is high. Field is circling underneath. It'll take some catching, and it's been powered. Looks beautifully. Erasmus, he's one of the better fielders in the side. Shah Alam, twice in a row, has struck now across 2 overs. Big moment here.
Well, you asked for bravery, and you got it. Because Alam has thrown this up saying, hit me, Martin Guptill, but don't make a mistake. Guptill does. Erasmus takes the catch. That is brave bowling. That is good bowling. It might very well be match-altering bowling. Guptill goes for 25, 83 for 3.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Get ready! I'm a king, but I fought for my state. They call me a bad man. That's a fucking good thing then. But what I do now, a whole lot worse.
Buckle down. This broadcast. Bimal Elaichi.
Butter gets off the mark. He's been saying easy too. If I can hear it on the stump mic, they'll settle for 1. just the right time to head across to the sidelines. We have Jestro standing alongside Surya Tamang.
That's right, joined to get on the boundary line by Surya Tamang. One wicket taken for yourself today. How was it out there in the middle?
It was good. The ball was turning. The first inning,
You've got some big hitters in your team. What's it been like, learning from good motivation middle?
we have the best. We have the best Nepali bowler in our team. It's very good experience for all of us.
And 4 runs so far on the board. What do you make of the team performance so far?
It should be a comfortable chase for us. I'm looking forward for a very comfortable chase.
Great stuff. All the best for your team. Thank you very much. Back to comms.
Thank you, Jess. Yeah, young Surya Tamang had a good outing with the ball, 1 for 12 in his 2 overs early in the day. Now, soon after Kaptil and Mansi's departure, you could sense a lull in the crowd as well, HD.
Well, they were excited. That's the end of the 9th. 85 for 3.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa 1-0.
But India is ready to level the series and prove why it is the gun team. IDFC First Bank, India versus South Africa, second test.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Bimal.
They can capitalize upon place here for Bashir, but he's fine batter.
Yeah, excellent running. Recognised that both the fielders on the leg side were well and truly on the boundary and had some ground to make up. So nice early call of 2 run. Yes. 2 was called early.
Yeah, just like the way Bhatta is responding over here. Fresh legs, young legs, makes a difference, HD.
Well, there's 3 big players are out now. This is opportunity for someone to take the responsibility and say, you know what? It's not a difficult run chase. I've got all the time in the world on my side. I'm going to take the responsibility. I'm not going to leave it for someone else. I'm going to take the responsibility and get my team over the line. Bat normally, occasional boundary here or there, and I'll win this with 3 overs to spare, 4 overs to spare.
Yeah, the required rate is 4.5, but we've seen many players and teams still play a very fearless, aggressive, adventurous brand of cricket. Isn't the occasion, the adrenaline? How do you look at it?
2's the call again. 2 it'll be. I must admit, that's the frustrating part of the game for me, is that we see some wonderful stroke play, but when the run rate gets to like 4 and over, there's no reason for the cardiac kids. You just win the game. You just go win it. But what tends to happen is everyone wants to keep being aggressive, and then a wicket goes down, and another wicket goes down, and you end up smashing your way back into trouble and giving the opposition an opportunity.
it's that time. It's the party time. The mid-innings gets everyone up on their feet and dancing and moving and vibing. As Marchant Delanga said, it is an awesome vibe here in the Kathmandu Valley because it's the Festival of the Himalayas. And that's going to end the expert strategic timeout. 2.5 minutes. There've probably been some deep discussions amongst the Gorkhas as to how to get themselves back into this contest. They're going to need something miraculous. Wickets and plenty of them as soon as they can. Bashir Ahmed's at the crease, but Shahab Alam, who's trying to say to Stuart Law that I'm not just an ODI cricketer, think of me too in the T20 format, has already picked up 2. Bashir Ahmed is a very good player of left arm spin, and that's a fantastic effort from Gerard Erasmus down. Well, what was originally long on, but he thinks he might have just touched the rope. Given as such by Buddy Pradhan. Game only going in one direction here, really, isn't it, Fazal?
Well, absolutely positive after the break, and very heartening to see. Yeah, he knew it hit the boundary cushions.
He was asked before the tournament, one domestic player to watch, not currently in the 15 that was in the T20 World Cup qualification squad, and the player I ended up with was this man, Bashir Ahmed. I think he's very, very talented. Haven't seen him bowl that much, did maybe bowl the 1 over in the first game, but in terms of a left-handed batter in the middle order that can play this army of left-arm spinners that we see in this country very well, I think he's a real talent. Played a phenomenal innings at the quadrangular final, and that was out in Hong Kong, where Nepal actually came up short against Kuwait. I think he's got a lot of potential, bat, ball, and in the field.
Well, I'm happy you mentioned Bashir Ahmed. What I've observed is that he's got the ability to hit strike, and in the middle overs between over 7 and 15, rotation of strike is paramount. And then if you can hit the big hit, suddenly a 5-run over with a big hit becomes an 11-run over, and that's what a good middle overs player does, and Bashir Ahmed seems to be that kind of a player.
You're spot on, and it's a specific skill set, isn't it, in these middle overs where you'll generally come to the crease, usually just outside the first power play or somewhere between the 6th and the 15th over. It was 80 he made off just 43 deliveries. He got a helping hand from Nandan Yadav, 37 off 14, but Nepal came up 3 runs short. Wasn't a full Nepal side there. He rested some players, but I think he showed enough, particularly with the few struggles that Kushal Malla has had of late, that ideally in the ODI format as well, where he doesn't give things away, that he should be in Stuart Law's thoughts. 97 for 3. Shahab Alam has been the main threat, but he's only got 1 over left, and the King's equation is ever so easy. 38 to win off 54 with the wickets of Munzi and Guptill. Munzi looked, well, belligerent to say the least, didn't he, with 36 off 13. Maybe the thoughts of a massive net run rate boost are gone. But they should be looking to get this done as quickly as they can. Again, Ahmed just manipulates the ball perfectly to pick up a couple.
Just his cricketing acumen here, situational awareness. He knows that's the longer boundary. He plays it with soft hands, immediately tells the partner, we're coming back for 2. Take a look at that. Very soft, and immediately he's told the partner he's ambling across, makes it back in a canter. Just look at the striker running there. And I've been associated with the IPL in some form or the other, Andrew. And the one thing that we scouts look at are these facets of a batsman's prowess, and especially when it comes to the IPL, these kids will be really looking to make a mark there as well.
Okay, I think we've got Mikhail Vaswamy somewhere. Mikhail, where are you?
Hey Andrew, I call this the engine room of the broadcast and production. It's the PCR, the production control room, for all the seamless visuals that our viewers are getting into their drawing rooms and mobile handsets. The real work happens over here. I think I may have to toss it back to you. I believe there's a wicket that's fallen. It's over to you. I'll come back to you after this.
Well, I'll tell you something, our strike rate with flash interviews and wickets falling, it's getting ludicrous. We were talking up Bashir Ahmed. It's the 26-yarder, tossed up teasingly. It's just dipped in him, deceived him. It wasn't exactly comprehensively held by Pratik, but he did enough. And Ahmed looked to go inside out over extra where he likes, but he's got to go for 19. It's 99 for 4. Clever bowling, really was, from Gerard Erasmus, who 4 or 5 years ago was hardly bowling at all. It's a skill set that he's really worked hard on and added. Was at one stage in his ILT20 campaign, his first one, keeping wicket as well. So you almost talk about a four-dimensional cricketer that he is. And Shubham Ranjane, who was excellent in Major League Cricket this season in the United States. One of the leading domestic run scorers there, and so much so that he's forced his way into Pupuri Dasanayaka's plans, the USA head coach, who's also the head coach of the Gorkhas. So there'll be plenty of plans in place for this man Ranjane. It looks like an easy task, but you never know. I said the only thing we haven't had in week 1 is a close finish. Can the Gorkhas keep taking wickets? They're going to need to.
Well, the 100 for the Biratnagar Kings comes up with that single. You just take a look at that. It's delivered from about 26, 27 yards. Very easy. Red Bull energetic moment of the game for sure. Erasmus is picking up that wicket. A lot of grey matter there used in that dismissal of Bashir Ahmed.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain Mark Watt was the first person to ever do it. And the innovations that T20 cricket has brought about, not something I think we would have seen a decade or two ago. And Erasmus has copied Mark Watt and used it effectively. 101 for 4. So 101 for 4, 12 bowled. 8 overs remain, that doesn't matter. I think the only way the Gorkhas win this game is by picking up 6 wickets. Left arm spin of Santosh Yadav. He was used up the order with the bat today. He'll come in for his second over. Slip comes into place. That's Vasconcelos there. Clipped around the corner. Might have the pace to get to the rope. It will run to the rope. It's 4 more. The runs continue to come. Now, Mikhail Vaswamy was down in the PCR. Mikhail, no wickets, please. Tell us what's going on with the crew down there.
For the moment, yes. Let's
just quickly give you a tour of the PCR. I must tell you, for all the seamless visuals that you're getting, it can get very complex out here. This room is air conditioned. Usually it's dark, but we've illuminated it for this piece. And you have highly skilled professionals, machines, cables, equipments, and a whole lot more. Got to be really careful. Come along here. I'll show you the director first. This is where Mandir Bhatia is. He's the one who's in our ears. He was there last season as well, and he's doing a fab job. We just love having him in our ears, and it's so important. He has to choose from the 27 camera feeds that's coming to him which visual he needs to cut. The most appealing visual is what he'll have to cut, and giving him company over here to his right is the vision mixer Ram, and on his command, camera 1, camera 5, 3, 2 is when Ram responds and gets us the real-time visuals as well. Look at the screens over there, gives you a fair idea. I'll ask the camera person to pan to my left. Before that, one sec, Mandir, thanks for doing a great job. A wave to the camera. I know he's very busy over there. Will not take much of his time. This is where you have the technicians who look at the guarantee engineers that we call them. They see that everything is flawless, the CCU, and there's no technical flaw. You have Kanishka and Praveen and the whole team. You know, they look like video games over here, but trust me, these machines are very, very complex as well, and they ensure there's no problem whatsoever. Come along, I'll show you the most important bit. For all the replays that you get, for all the referrals and the runouts, this man sitting over here, Vinayakam and team sitting on the EVS, gets us the entire replay, slow-mos, and gets us frame by frame in real time. Just after a delivery, you have the replay ready. That's the best part about it. Come along, I'll take you a bit more closer and get you to the audio team of Subhirji, Parni over here, and Simbu always mics us up. The audio levels need to be perfect, neither high, not low. At the same time, they can't jar in your ears as well. Every time Subhirji is ensuring with the audio mixer over here, he gets the right decibel levels going as well. Can I request the camera person to keep coming further? We'll go to the graphics team now. The graphics team is sitting over here. Raza and team are doing a fab job of getting us everything over here. For all the stats, for all the facts, and the player profiles, the IDs, players getting out, coming in, everything is loaded from here. Then we talk about the new technology as well that's come through. The one that we have in Spotlight, where the players have a nice spotlight going through the big 6, the speedometer, all of that we are talking. This is the full team doing it. Highly skilled professionals. We can't be disturbing them. You have Anmol who gets us the speed over here, Pandit on the graphics, Harsh and Saurav as well. You know, they are working tirelessly for all of what you see in front. We are not the real heroes. The real heroes are all these gentlemen. And a big wave from Mr. Hansveer from Absolute Productions. He's the man with the plan who's getting it all into your television rooms. Thank you, Hansveer ji. And our producer on top as well, Abhishek. He's doing a fabulous job. Andrew, I must admit, for everybody who's watching these visuals, easily, these people deserve all the appreciation and applause as well for the kind of HD visuals that they're getting day after day.
Amen to that. Couldn't agree more, Mikel, and very well explained to us from down in the PCR. The real heroes working the long hours, and our camera crew. We'll show you a few of those now if we can. Because the guys in the PCR, they're almost of the luxury, don't they, of being inside, but up on our gantries. As you said, 27 cameras. Give us a wave there. Manoj there on cam 6. Darnay, he's got a better wave, doesn't he? I think a few of the team down in the PCR aren't used to being on TV. There was a few nervous glances down there. What do you reckon?
Absolutely, and I must say, kudos to Mikhail Vasmani, who did a fabulous job of explaining not only what the gadgetry was, but he remembered all the names as well. Absolutely a stunning job. It's a stunning place to be. It's very, very cold. Despite being 40 degrees outside, it's 18 degrees inside, and you'll always see the director and his crew woolened up.
Shabalam. The only thing we want next week is some real drama, some final over finishes to help build up the excitement. You can almost hear the fans just saying what. Well, hold on, what's going to happen here? Bata and Shaw knocking it around to guide the Kings home at the moment.
Well, yes, I'm sure you'll have those nail biters come week 2. exciting. Things hotting up here in the second edition of the Nepal Premier League. Just a single to retain strike for Shubham. After 14, it's 114 for 4.
To win for the Biratnagar Kings to move joint top of the table. They will stay unbeaten if they can make these 21 runs, and they'd be good value for the 2 victories. I think they played really, really nicely. The approach has been interesting, hasn't it, in terms of this chase? The hopes of a big net run rate boost have disappeared with George Munsey and Martin Guptill's dismissals. And the concern for the Gorkhas, they won on the opening evening of the tournament. They're going to have lost their next 2 unless something changes quickly here. The end of this first week, with the rest day tomorrow, who do you make the early tournament favourites? Is it all about the Royals and the Kings, or who do you like?
Well, I like the way the Yaks played today. They really came into their own, but the Kings still look a little formidable to me. In the top 4, 2 or 3 to 5 in every game. And the little inside edge, taking them closer to the win. The Biratnagar Kings will go back to a top spot should they win this game.
I just wonder how close this is to the stumps. Look at John Simpson's reaction. He's celebrating. I think it's actually hit the bit of turf that's covering our stump mic there. I think side-on might be really interesting. This is only missed by a matter of inches. Simpson went up in celebration. He thought the inside edge was going to go back onto the stumps. Look at how close this is. Oh, matter of inches.
Well, it is a game of inches, isn't it? It's so close, yet so far. Need to pick up 2 or 3 wickets very quickly. 20 now of 31. It's getting close. The Biratnagar Kings, 115 for 4, the very famed batting lineup.
Yeah, been a perplexing approach. Just dragging this innings out rather than getting it done, ending it. These 2 batters, their strike rate 66 and 76. It's a bit more like it. It will still just be a single to close out the 15th. The Kings are getting there, but they're not doing it quite as quickly as they thought they might. It's 116 for 4.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य
Right then, the Biratnagar Kings on their way to making it 2-2. All the happy side, Sandil Lamichane and boys have been very impressive. Kathmandu Gorkhas, this could be their second loss in the row if they go down. They've played the most games so far in this league, 3. Very good evening, SG Akam.
Yeah, Mikel, the damage was done at the beginning, wasn't it? Lokesh, Munsey, Guptill. Bashir played nicely, 19 from 17. But when I watch how these 2 have gone about their business, they've very professional. You know, you're going to win the game. But it hasn't given me anything more about what's going to happen later on in the tournament if the top 3 fail. You know, they haven't said to me, yes, we can go on and do something special. I'm sure they can, but this has been a difficult situation to show it in.
Yeah, most teams stack up the top 3 usually, and they do the bulk of the scoring. And still to see a match-winning effort by one of the teams where the middle order has come to the fore.
Well, I think of someone like Ravi Bopara, who comes in at number 4, 5, and I think now there's someone who can win you the game.
Yeah, he's been doing a bailout situation over here. He's not been really winning games, to be honest. He did win the first, yes, but he's more of a crisis man. The rescue range is how I look at his role sometimes. At the moment, they just need to do it in singles and they'll get going. The Biratnagar Kings, yeah, it's been a bit of a wobble there after the top 3 have disappeared.
Yeah, and sometimes when it's just a cruise, you just go into your shell a little bit. Still look to score. Look to be aggressive. If the ball's not there, yes, knock it away for a 1 or a possible 2, but don't go into your shell.
Brings us to the situation, actually. Play to the situation or play the way you like to play, or you usually play.
Yeah, and I think they have played the situation well. What I'm trying to get at is that they haven't shown me yet what can happen later on in the tournament if the top 3 fail. They'll have opportunities to be able to do that, but it hasn't been necessary now because they need 3 and over. But when I was talking about Bopara still scores at 130, close to 140 in a crisis. You need those types of players in your team. The players that can walk to the wicket batting at 5 and 6 and strike rate is so important. Now we're looking at Bhatta, 18 of 25, Shubham, 5 of 7. Now they're meeting in the middle, which tells me that there's a little bit of concern.
Yeah, the top 3, if they don't get going, it exposes the middle order sometimes. And you rightly pointed out, had they been chasing something in excess of maybe 170, 180, who would have got them those big scores quickly? Fair enough point, HD. They have time to just play themselves in, find the gaps, find the odd boundary, get a couple of runs, just like how they've got to now.
That square of the wicket dropped short, pulled away. Every time the ball's been pitched up, Bhatta has just knocked it to extra cover or to mid-off. I wonder if he has the capability of going over that infield on the offside. He doesn't need to. I'm just wondering about the capabilities later on in the competition.
Yeah, you need that finisher, that match winner, the game changer in the middle over, just like how Adil Alam played for the Karnali Yaks. But again, he was batting first. The Trumpleman as well. Very good for the Lions. Nice delivery. Sometimes you don't really get rewarded for a good delivery. That's T20 cricket. A quiet over, 5 coming off it. 121 for 4. What a day it's been. We've seen the first centurion of NPL Season 2, Mark Watt, who certainly played a completely different brand of cricket. He's right on top of the tree for the most runs for an individual batter. Right behind him is Ravi Bopara. Time and again he's been doing it. Kushal Bortel is on the wrong side of the result, but he's got 2 back-to-back 50s. Priyank Panchal too has been impressive, and so has Rohit Paudel, who's scored 49 today in a losing cause. There's a lot of pedigree and quality lined up in the coming days as well. Biratnagar Kings need 14 and 24. He's not quite middled. Fielder has to come in from long off, will not quite get underneath this one. Erasmus with a strapped thumb over there.
I was just saying to the man on the sweeper boundary, you need to come on, you need to get a move on.
It's getting easy now. It's pretty clear which team is going across that finishing line. This is the most breathtaking view in season 2 of the NPL, under lights, with a new nice seating area all around the ground, with a lot of color as well. This one skied once again. Fielder inside the circle. It'll fall safe. They'll get a couple of runs. That kind of an evening where sometimes things just don't go as planned.
Well, I think the discussion that the two batters had a little bit earlier on in the piece was, look, if you can't find a single, you're going to have to take it on. Because that's exactly what Butter's done the last couple of balls. He's swung at it, tried to go over mid-off, tried to go over mid-wicket. Hasn't middled it yet. Maybe this one.
Lovely catch by Karan Casey. Once again trying to force the issue. Induced the ball shot, but this time he has to perish. And Santosh Yadav strikes.
There was a struggle. It was a struggle, and we'll wait and see what happens with Butter in a higher run chase, because he's more of a manipulator of the ball than a hitter. Yep, nice catch by Karen Casey. A little bit of hope. It's just a touch. Butter goes for 24, 125 for 5.
Lamichhane walks out, and he walks out to a roar. That's his popularity in this part of the world. Best of 8, he has a chance to better it with 2 home runs today, because they need 10, or maybe a 6 and a 4. He's the showman, and he's having a good run with the ball, and as captain of the side as well. It's been another very good outing for the Biratnagar Kings. I just wonder, HD, when the Biratnagar Kings face the Sudur Pashchim Royals, that'll be quite a contest.
It looks like it's lining up to be the contest of the group stages.
Looks to go big. One bounce, over, long gone. Captain Lamichhane. He's enjoying himself in the middle.
And this is why he's elevated himself up the batting order. Lamichhane, he would have been sitting in the dugout thinking this game should have been over. So let me come and have a swing. If I get out, I get out, but I'm going to have a swing.
Well, his eyes certainly lit up with a tossed-up delivery, and mid-on up in the circle, the license was there to thrill. Can he get the big hit going? Oh, he's just swinging the bat. 9 runs and a wicket. Done with over number 17, 130 for 5. The crowd sensing something special. Those who come in support of the Biratnagar King. Sandeep Lamichhane has promoted himself. He's walked out, hit a 4. 1 strike away from what will be 2 wins in 2 games. And it's a lovely atmosphere. Saturday night, and it's party time here. Karan Casey brings himself. into the attack. 5 runs needed. Karan Casey to Sandeep Lamichhane. Wow. The fielders just coming inside the circle, just to prevent that single or maybe keep the batter on strike. Has it all come a little too late? You have 3 on the off, saving 1, and 2 on the onside, saving 1 as well. You have a deep backward square leg and a deep fine. You've got to really give it to Biratnagar Kings. They just set it up with their bowling early on. The pace of Marshan Delanga, he just spewed venom and fire with the ball. Stay in your crease, captain, says Karan Casey. That's been signaled wide. Karan Casey says, don't do this. Don't do this, umpire. Grin. He'll have to walk back and re-bowl. 4 needed now. Just felt Karan Casey got that right. Will he stick to the short ball theory once again? Fuller delivery picked up. That's in the gap over the infield, and that's the winning strike as well, coming from the bat of the captain Sandeep Lamichhane. There it is, a confirmation. The Biratnagar Kings win by 5 wickets and 17 balls to spare. They make it 2-2. And I'd want to believe they've just about moved right on top of the points table as well with another good outing. This has been a comprehensive win.
Yeah, set up by the bowlers, in particular Marchant Delanga, who was very impressive with the new ball. They really did struggle to get back into the games, the Gorkhas. And then with such a small total to defend, they would have hoped to have started well with the ball in hand, but instead...
Hello, साथीहरु.
Light show happening with Biratnagar securing a win, and the crowd's certainly gone gaga this evening, as the players will certainly look back at a very strong effort once again. Biratnagar Kings, remember, won the toss, decided to bowl first, and they've got all right. And Sandeep Lamichhane has led his side well. Work to do for the Gorkhas. They've lost 2 in a row after winning their first game.
Lamichhane is a lot more talkative and smiley than what he was at this stage last year when his side was really struggling. But they've recruited well, and they certainly look a very fine unit.
Sandeep Lamichhane has bettered his previous NPL best of 8. He's 9 not out now with that couple of boundaries coming. Yeah, but he's a very nice bloke, very motivated captain. Yeah, he's happy indeed. Let's take a look at this batting effort from the Biratnagar Kings. Didn't have a huge score to chase, made life easy for them. They're a happy dugout when the winds come through. You really have a very strong and a
you're on your way in a small little run chase, and then the rest, as I mentioned before, they just had to knock it around.
Yeah, that 150-run partnership between Guptill and George set it up in the chase. Thankfully, they were not chasing a steep score. Yeah, Shah Alam was brilliant. If only he could have 4 more overs to his kitty, he could have made things happen. 2 for 19 for him in his 4 with 12 dots and an economy of 5, under 5, should I say. The rest of the bowlers did have some wickets coming their way, but they proved a little costly as well in this low-scoring game. Nevertheless, work to do for the Kathmandu Gorkhas, particularly with the bat. And they'll certainly want to go back to the drawing board and see where they can correct things and get things right as well. Their third game, their second loss in 3 matches. And this also confirms that we are done with match number 8 and the first week of NPL Season 2 as well. And we've seen it all.
It was George Munsey and Lokesh Bam that walked to the wicket, said about this low total, and Bam got off to a good start, and we thought, well, hello, here's going to be back-to-back 50s, but instead it was Karan KC who knocked him over for 14. Guptill joined Munsey, and both such clean strikers of the ball. This was a particularly big over where Guptill went sweep, cut, and Munsey went reverse sweep, 4 fours in a row. This was out LBW. It ended a lovely innings from George Munsey. Bashir Ahmed came in, but not before Martin Guptill holed out in the deep and gave the Gorkhas just a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, Bashir Ahmed continued to play his aggressive style of cricket, forcing the issue. He perished, after which Naren Bhatta and Shubham Ranjane came along, and they stitched a partnership and just about brought their team back into the contest by playing some sensible cricket. A nice catch by Karan Casey towards the end, but it came all too late, not before Captain Lamichane hit a couple of hits to the fence and secured a very good, important win for the Biratnagar Kings in their second outing. A confirmation, they make it 2-2. They help their cause in the points table as well, and the first week of this competition. And there how the Biratnagar Kings seal this win. They win by 5 wickets with 17 balls to spare. Munsey Guptill set it up with the bat, and it was Marshan Dalanga 2 for 17 that pretty much set up things in the bowling as well. Surya, Lamichane and Shubham all chipped in with a wicket apiece. Kathmandu Gorkhas just received some hope with Adil Alam getting 48 not out, but that was not enough to really give them a substantial score in the middle. We have lots lined up on the other side. Presentation coming. We'll get you all of that after a short break. Stay tuned.
These stalwarts, these pillars.
Heavy is the head, it's a blessing and a curse.
Buckle down for bigger challenges ahead. This broadcast is brought to you in association with Bimal Elaichi.
Proteas won the first test to remind everyone why they are the world test champions.
South Africa.